If your eye sees gap between the car, your motor skills are such it will automatically navigate through that clearance between two cars, overtake and go. But in case your eyes have seen the rear of another vehicle, that's what you will hit. One of the things that fascinates me about life is how a few human intelligences in the world try to create a method, a best practice, a higher alternative to everything that happens in life. It fascinates me to know that brushing of teeth, such a simple phenomenon, millions of human hours and billions of dollars in the world is invested in research to find out, is there a better way to brush your teeth? Is there a better way to protect your dental system? Is there a better way to protect your gums? Such a simple thing. So they bring smooth bristles, then they feel that it should be zigzag, irregular, and then they feel it should be soft, then they feel no, it should be hard, then they feel it should be broad, then they feel it should have curvature, then they realize you buggers are lazy buggers, so you will not shake enough. So they have put a motor there, you can go off to sleep. Hey! Mother will come and say, and then you will have to keep doing that. There is some human intelligence out there in the world that's all the time thinking, there must be a better way to do this, and how do we do this? Somebody out there in the world invested their intelligence and said, if the world is listening to music, there must be a better way to listen to music, and introduce a simple method called playlist. Because for years together, we all used to buy either the gramophone record or an audio cassette, where there will be 6 songs, of which only one song we will like. But to listen to that one song, you will have to buy this. If you don't buy the whole thing, you cannot. And somebody out there in the world said, and in an audio cassette, the problem is you can't fast forward the entire thing and take it to the 3rd song. Even if you go, it will start either a little earlier, this thing, and you can. So it's not a seamless experience, and some intelligence out there in the world kept thinking about it and realized there must be a better way to do it, and created a simple method called playlist. YouTube was there, but the intelligence continued to work on this, and then finally they realized generally a human being has patterns. He has preferences. He is a person of habits. Human beings are people of habits. So he likes certain colors, he likes certain colors. He likes certain type of music, he likes certain type of music. And somewhere somebody in the world invested their intelligence to study this entire thing and said, I think we need to give a method to this. And now you listen to one YouTube video, it's suggesting to you what are all the similar videos that are available. In fact, if you leave it, it starts playing the next song and the next song, to the same pattern to which you have chosen your first song or you used to listen. Somebody has brought method to it. Whatever you see in the world, you will have to recognize, while most of us are considered users, we keep using, there is a small section of intelligence which is not focusing on usage, they are focusing on how to enhance your entire experience and trying to create better practices, better technology, better methods, better systems, better approaches. So which means, while most human intelligence is lost in the application of what is there, a small percentage of human intelligence is not lost in the application of what is there. A small percentage of intelligence is all the time thinking, there must be a better way to do this. And how do we do this? How do we enhance this? Is there a difference between the earlier automobile and then, so now new BMW 5 Series is introduced, new E-Class and Mercedes, and essentially everything is clear. But somewhere in the driver's experience or in the passenger's experience, in the way you can align the seat or in the way you can use the technology, somewhere an enhancement is thought about and people are thinking about how to enhance this entire experience. Just wearing a seat belt in some of these cars. After you put the seat belt in, it makes slight adjustment. Not too tight, not too loose, it makes a slight adjustment. Somewhere there is a sensor by which it makes an entire adjustment. So there is a portion of intelligence in every field. It's called expertise. That's what is called expertise. Is all the time thinking in terms of there must be a better way to do whatever we are doing, depending on whatever fields that you are there in. With the amount of sun that is available, we are all the time talking about depleting water resources, and what do we do about it? And there is intelligence in the world which is working and finding out how, with the amount of sun that is available and amount of water evaporation that is happening, with 3/4 being the oceans, how do we turn atmospheric air, and it has moisture in it, into water? There's so much of work that's going on. How do we take water out of atmosphere? Just the moisture in the atmosphere. If naturally it has to happen, it has to condense and then come as the rain. Is there a way by which we can use technology to create the same condensation? Sure, some of you have gone through this because it's summer. The moment you switch off AC, you'll see condensation on the walls. So if this can be turned into potable water, and there's so much work that's going on with human intelligence. At any given time, in every given field, in every dimension of human life, there are those where we are focusing on what we can apply, and there are those, we call them scientists. All the time thinking how to direct our human intelligence based on our past learnings into futuristic direction by which we come up with better ways to do things. And there is a set of human intelligence, while everybody were busy living, there was a set of human intelligence who focused on trying to study life and understand life and suggest to you, hey, there is a method with which we can live our life. In the modern context, they are called psychologists. In the olden days, they were called yogis. They didn't go through formal education, but they kept observing, like what you guys do right now. It's called big data. So you start collecting data of all responses, and you collate this entire data, and somebody comes up with an inference with all this data and tells you basic human behavior is. This is called modern psychology. Every time when any one of you want to do PhD, this is what PhD is all about. Collecting enough data about a particular pattern and coming up with an inference which you can teach the world. Traditionally, this is what the yogis did. They studied human behavior. They looked at various responses and suggested to you, instead of you being one in the collective immaturity on how you deal with life, there's another way to do it, and you can probably do it. For example, in everything. I can give you limitless examples. All of us who know driving have been taught driving. Everybody knows driving. It's not that in your car accelerator will be that side, in my car brake will be this side. That is how a car is designed. That is how all of us have learned this thing. All of us were told when we went for driving, left mirror, right mirror, center mirror, accelerator, brake, clutch, gear, shaft, and how do you do the steering, how do you control this. Everybody was taught the same thing. Some of us are considered safe drivers, some of us are considered risky drivers, more for others. And there are people who stop with whatever you learnt initially in driving, and that is how you continue to drive. And there are, I'm sure in each one of your car, there are still buttons, you don't know what it is there for. In each of your car, there are still buttons. You don't know why that button is there, what it can do, but it's there. Too many buttons. I remember driving my car and it's raining outside and the whole mist is formed here in the screen, and my classmate was sitting there. He said, and in the button so then he presses a button and suddenly he turns the entire thing from blue to red, some hot air comes and everything, that windshield which was now clouded clears automatically, because earlier we used to take our cloth and he said, and the button in 30 seconds the windshield will clear and you can see clearly. That day I was fascinated. Right now some of, the button. Some of you, huh? ऐसा किया तो हो जाएगा क्या? वो button क्या है? Somebody taught me that. Then why do accidents happen? How do these high-speed drivers like Hamilton, and how do these guys drive at that speed? How do they control? Then they go into advanced learning as far as driving is concerned, and in high-speed driving you are given one very simple value addition to the basic driving that you already know. You hit what you see. Is one of the most important instructions that is given to a high-speed driver. You hit what you see. So all they are told is that when you are driving at that great speed, if you keep seeing the side walls, that's what you will hit. If you keep seeing the road, that's what you will hit. So the most important thing in high-speed driving is, doesn't matter at what angle, at what speed you are turning, you have to keep your eyes in the middle of the road. You will have to see gap between cars. If your eyes sees gap between the car, your motor skills are such it will automatically navigate through that clearance between two cars, overtake and go. But in case your eyes have seen the rear of another vehicle, that's what you will hit. In case your eyes have seen the tires that has been mounted on the side, that's what you will hit. In case your eyes have seen the side wall, that's what you will hit. So the entire practice that is given to high-speed drivers on and above their basic driving skills is, your eyes should always see the clearance and not the obstruction. If you can do that, you can maneuver. You don't have to do anything. Your eyes have to see the clearance and everything will happen. So today research reveals every accident has happened, or every accident that has been averted has been a result and effect of, in that moment, if you saw the clearance, you went through the clearance, a man is crossing. Natural response of human eyes will be to see the man who is crossing. You hit the man. If at that moment if you have been trained to see a man is crossing, engada clearance irukku, you will go through the clearance. If you have seen the man, you will hit the man. Driving and suddenly you find a buffalo is running onto the road. I'm sure most of you have driven in highways, have gone through this. I'm talking about the real buffalo. Suddenly you will run into the road. At that moment, if your eyes have seen the clearance, you will avoid the buffalo. If at that moment your eyes focused on the buffalo, you will hit the buffalo. So one of the fundamental training that is given in high-speed drivers is, and right now I've given the training to you free. Can you see the clearance? There is basic driving skills and there is a better way to do it. It's a small value addition, and once I discipline myself into this, I maneuver myself through this. In something as day-to-day as this, some human intelligence has sat, analyzed, looked into patterns into this and created a method saying that there's a better way to do what you're doing. Initially it will be theory, like it was when you learned driving, when they told you, idu pannu, adu pannu, it looked. As you keep doing, you make some mistakes and eventually you learn, and one day this comes natural. You're not thinking when you're driving that I should do all these things, but initially it will all be theory. The more and more you do it, it becomes practical and then it becomes natural to you. I'm essentially telling you there's a science to everything. I'm essentially telling you, while 96% of the world is only interested in living your life, applying your skills, there's a 4% of the world which is all the time applying its intelligence, find out, is there a better way to do it? And what can be the better way to do it? And the difference in this 96%, who is going to succeed more and who is going to succeed less, comes in how soon can you adopt those best practices, those better practices, that higher maturities, that is somewhere there in the world. How soon can you learn that and internalize into your thing?